The chance of a September rate cut in the US faded overnight, triggering a sharp sell-off on Wall Street. Joining me now is business reporter Edward Boyd. Ed, great to see you. Investors are concerned the US Federal Reserve will be forced to keep interest rates higher and for longer.
Yeah, that's the big issue that basically popped up last night on the US markets. We saw the American economy, basically economic growth decrease a bit more sharply than expected. So the economy in America slowing down. But the big problem is inflation is still remaining elevated in the US. And that's really triggered a bit of a warning from investors who started frantically selling shares overnight. We can show you what happened on the Dow Jones. It was down 1.53%. That's its second worst day of 2024. So a pretty big sell-off there in the US. And obviously the fear is that interest rates will be kept higher for longer in the United States. Now, our market has just opened this morning. Obviously, we're affected by what goes on elsewhere. You can see the ASX 200 down a bit over 1.1% in early trade today. But it's worth noting, Holly, that our market and the US markets, for that matter, have been trading very close to all-time record highs for the past sort of couple of months. So they are falling, but they're falling off a very high, record high base. So they're falling from a high level. Expect them to bounce back over the next couple of weeks. But there is obviously a lot of uncertainty still there for investors. And the big concern is interest rates. All investors want to see rates eventually go down quickly. They're staying around longer than expected. And it's having an impact on markets, not just here, but all around the world.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much uncertainty surrounding that at the moment. Ed, also important to note, sentiment is shifting around the BHP Anglo-American deal at the moment. Now, some analysts believe it will go ahead.
Yes, so we've got a report this morning from Morningstar. One of their analysts gives the deal a 60% chance of going ahead. Remember, BHP was first disclosed back on Anzac Day that BHP had placed an offer to buy Anglo-American, which is a South African-British mining company with lots of copper and platinum and diamond assets spread all over the world, plus iron ore. So BHP are really looking to expand in the copper space. They're already one of the world's biggest producers of copper, and they see that as a future-facing commodity. Their most recent offer for Anglo-American was about 74 billion Australian dollars. That was rejected a couple of days ago by the board of Anglo-American. But there's now about a week left. The clock's ticking on this deal. There's now speculation that the deal may potentially go ahead. BHP may need to lift their offer very slightly, but it seems like sentiment is starting to shift, and there is now a better chance of this deal going ahead than of it falling over. So we should get full update from both BHP and Anglo in about 6 days' time, and we'll know the result of what's happened.